For the fieldwork assignment, I will be intervening in the area of behavior and on-task performance. Since the schools have opened to a hybrid model, my student G has been demonstrating some severe behaviors. The severity of the behaviors justifies the intervention. Current behaviors that have occurred since the student returned to campus involve yelling and screaming when asked to do reading tasks, refusal to do assignments, spitting on teachers and staff, and hitting a teacher. Students with autism do not respond well to change. The current schedule is not a typical schedule, and this could be part of the cause behind the behavior. The interventions that I will be using are evidence-based practices, and the first one that will be used is a functional behavioral analysis. The components of a functional behavior analysis are interviews and observations. So I will spend probably at least 2 to 3 class periods observing the student in the classroom and see what is going on. I will also be interviewing the professionals that work with the student, find out what the triggers of the behavior are, what the situation was, find out what his interests are and what are his rewards, and also to find out the function of the behavior, because all behaviors serve a function. And when I find out what that function is, then I can teach them an alternative behavior to meet that need. Another thing that would grow out from the functional behavior analysis is the use of positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is when you present the student with something they like or pleasurable for performing a certain behavior. So when the student performs that certain behavior that we want him to use, or that preferred behavior, we will give him positive reinforcement. Another intervention that will be used is prompting. Now, prompting is when you use a signal or a tap on the desk or something that the student can see or hear that will remind them to use a preferred behavior. So we will use all 3 of those in helping the student improve his behavior. Now, since an IEP will be required, along with an FBA and a behavior support plan, the team will meet to construct the behavior support plan and to get a behavior program rolling. It'll have steps that we will do in order to implement it. And every so often, the team will get together and review progress, see how well the student is doing, see what needs to be improved, maybe the program needs to be modified. And whenever a program fails, one of the things the district looks at is how well the teacher implement the program. So if there's a failure, we will look at teacher implementation to make sure that everyone implemented the program properly. Occasionally, it might also be necessary to modify the behavior support program as well. And we also have to take into effect that this hybrid model that LAUSD is using right now, the students come to class every other day or every couple days, and they go to their advisory class and they sit in their advisory class and they zoom into their English classes, their math classes, science and history from their advisory room. So they're still doing all their classes online. Now, my problem with G is that he's coming to school every day. His parents leave him Beyond the Bell program. So on some days he's at Beyond the Bell, and on some days he is in his advisory class. That's a very unpredictable schedule. And for students with autism, an unpredictable schedule can trigger some pretty negative behaviors or interfering behaviors. So that will have to be examined as well. We're not fully reopened yet. It's not a full reopening like I would like to have, but it's something we'll have to look to see how the schedule is impacting his behavior. Thank you.